Hello, my friends. So, since I started my channel, I have had just overwhelming positivity. It's been more than I expected by a wide margin. And I'm just really appreciative of all the comments, and I do read them all. I try to respond to as many as I can, but they generally are overwhelmingly positive. I have had some that were, disagreeing with me or calling me out on some stuff, and that's fine. They've been respectful, and we've been able to sort of have a conversation, and I'm not afraid to take the L if I've said something wrong or done something wrong. So generally speaking, my comment section has just been positive, right? It's been a lot of fun to talk to everybody, and it's just been a positive experience overall. But today, I got a comment that might sound a little familiar when we go over it here in a second. So, and just for context, the comment was left on my video where I go over Amberlynn's TikToks, which is the video with the most views on my channel. So, I mean, I was bound to get some negativity, and that's fine. I don't mind getting pushback and stuff, but the way this one handled it is a little, I don't want to say sus, but it's a little interesting. So let's look at it, shall we? So I went ahead and marked out the name and the face because that's, I'm not trying to call anybody out specifically. I just thought it was worth sharing. So it starts off by saying, I am not an Amberlynn fan, actually quite the opposite. Now, if you've ever heard comments that have been left by known Amberlynn sock accounts, they tend to start like this, where they're trying to be on our side, right? But when I first read this, obviously I wasn't really thinking about that or anything, but okay, whatever, moving on. Then it says, but this video is wild to me. The part where you're going at her saying she thinks she's the hottest person in the world, but she wouldn't admit it, and she's fishing for compliments. And once I got here, I thought, that doesn't sound very nice. And if you don't know Amberlynn, it does sound like I'm just picking on a fat girl, right? But they said they do know Amberlynn. In fact, they said they're not a fan of Amberlynn, meaning they're sort of hinting that they know who she is and maybe some of the things that she has done. So, okay, whatever. But I'm still, at this point, I'm open to the idea that, maybe I went too hard or maybe I was unkind. Sometimes a girl puts on some makeup and does her hair and actually feels a little good about herself. Strike her down for making a video when she's feeling herself and popping off. She might not be your definition of gorgeous, but that doesn't mean she needs to hate herself. And if the comment had stopped there, I would have said, that's fair. That is a fair comment that is worth having a conversation about. But what I would say to that is, if it was just a few videos, I could understand that. But it's hundreds of videos. It's basically her entire TikTok is just her feeling herself over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where it's pretty obviously just really narcissistic. Who else does that? Even fucking models don't do that. You know what I mean? So, but my response at this moment, as I was kind of thinking through my head, was just going to be, if it were a few videos, I would understand, but it's hundreds. But then I read the rest of it, and it says, like, bro, you are a man in your 40s, sitting in your basement, making videos about Amberlynn Reid and how much you hate her. What does that say about you? Now, if you heard recently what she said about Jordy, the sitting in your basement line sounds a little familiar. And just to kind of clear the air, this is not my basement. This is my office, and I work from home. And I have 2 kids. I'm married. So, I mean, but even if all this was true, even if I was just sitting in my basement or whatever, that doesn't change who Amberlynn is as a person. Immediately, I was like, okay, this is probably an Am baby or something. Because like I said at the beginning, they claim to not be an Amberlynn fan, which would make you think that they understand the problem with Amberlynn. But then they go hard defending her to the point where they are basically trying to insult me. So, sounds like an Am baby to me. But then I thought, what if it's Amber? Like, has she found me? Like, surely not. Now, I did look at the account, and it's a 10-year-old account. So if it is Amber, that's a pretty long con right there. You know what I mean? She's playing the long game. So it's unlikely. But, I don't know. But so, and here's the thing. If it is, then I feel absolutely honored to have received the same insult that Jordy got. Like, that's pretty awesome, you know? So my response to the comment was, you know, that would be true if it was just a few videos, but it's hundreds of videos. And also, I like to call out horrible people who have horrible behavior. So I kind of like talking about Amberlynn Reed because she fits that. So anyway, I'm not sure it was really worth making a whole video about this, but I just thought it was interesting. Amber, if you're listening, hi. Just letting you know, I'm never going to show my kids on my videos, so I'm not sure they're going to be all that interesting to you. But anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.